probably represents underlying physiological or psychological disorder that's going on. And more importantly, our focus should be on trying to figure out what that is and how we can help them.
What do you think about Daria with the eating of the scabs?
So in the situation of a scabs, that would be a little different than the other two, and that's usually an extension from something we call an obsessive-compulsive type of personality. So you've heard of OCD and that type of thing. And it's important, again, to recognize that because we have to get her to the right
So she needs
therapy.
to get the help for that. And then Kirsten, with the chalk.
And the chalk, when we talk about the chalk and we also talk about the toilet paper, there's a condition that's called pica. And pica is when we tend to eat things we normally don't consider as food in large amounts for an extended period of time. Now, there are normal physiological conditions like pregnancy that can lead to that, which resolve after pregnancy. But it can also be a sign of underlying significant nutritional deficiency, like iron loss, and it can also be a sign of a neurological or psychiatric condition. That's why it's really important for us to identify it and get them
and it's important that you guys are speaking today because so many people have your issue, but they're scared to talk about it. So you're very brave. And we've arranged for Kirsten to get some help. The Cadwalder Behavioral Clinic right outside of Houston, outside of your hometown, is going to help you with your disorder because you have a baby inside of your stomach.
Thank you, Tyra.
And they've heard of that. And I'm so happy that you came here. I'm so happy that you tasted that comment, but put it down because you understand that there's a life inside of you.
Right.
That wants to help your mom. We've also arranged for Daria and Lanika to get professional help in your hometowns, too. So this is no longer going to be a problem that you have to live with. And I know your roommate, I heard that she said that she's tired of the toilet paper being gone, right? That's what I heard, and you want her to get some help so that you ain't have to be like, where's the toilet paper? Can somebody get the toilet paper? All right, we'll be right back. Good luck to you guys, okay?
Up next, David's diet consists of things that most of us would rather step on.
I eat bugs.
Have you ever swallowed one and it was still alive and it was crawling in your esophagus? Women who have absolutely no power over their need to eat bizarre non-food items like toilet paper, chalk dust, Comet, and even scabs on their body. But we're about to meet people who say that their unusual eating habits are ones that they have freely chosen. Check this out.
Jean's commitment to a green lifestyle is a little less than appetizing.
I dumpster dive about 2 or 3 times a week. In general, you just kind of feel around, smell around. I don't just eat things right out of the garbage. Like, I definitely go and inspect it. And you see a bunch of trash, it's probably a bunch of trash. But someone just threw out the bread inventory. It smells pretty good. Shrimp dumplings. Looks delicious. This is October 3rd, but it's pasteurized. It's cottage cheese. Like, I'm not gonna eat this good-looking pineapple right now, but when I get it home, I'm gonna look at it, rinse it off a little bit. Basically, I like to eat stuff that you can see is like self-contained, or is in a container, or is pasteurized. You wouldn't believe this, Tyra, but if you came out here dumpster diving with me, I'd get you the best dinner you'd ever had in New York City.
David's diet consists of things that most of us would rather step on than put in our mouths.
My name is Dave, and I eat bugs. Okay, cricket, it's a bug, insect, call it what you like. It's really not that big a deal. We have the cicadas, and they are good-sized guys with big wings, kind of like that. I've dusted mine with cinnamon this time around. These are the humble house crickets. Very popular in the pet industry for lizards and frogs and stuff. The very hard to get giant Texas flying ants. These red guys are Mexican grasshoppers from Oaxaca, and they're known as chapulinas. It's sort of a culinary adventure. More than half the world eats bugs. Big ant. And when you actually look into the nutrition and the environmental impact, when you compare bugs to the things we usually eat, bugs are more nutritious, and they're actually better for planet Earth.
All right, so we've got the bug-eating man and we've got the dumpster diving lady. Let's start with dumpster diving lady Jean. So, Jean, I understand that you went to a really wealthy college. This is how it kind of started. You went to Wesleyan, which was really wealthy. Right. And what did you see happening with all these rich people?
Well, I went to school with a lot of wealthy students who, for lack of time or they're not from the area, they at the end of the school year, they throw out all the stuff in their dorms. And believe me, these kids have some tricked out dorms, you know. And so
So
all
you
that
went, how did
stuff
you afford the
goes in
school?
the trash. I actually grew up poor and went to school mostly on scholarships.
Okay.
So, I mean, me seeing all of that stuff was a real turning point for me. And so I found myself sooner or later in the dumpster pulling out iPods, pulling out all kinds of amazing stuff.
Okay,
and
but
then
pulling out an
eventually
iPod
food.
is different, and pulling out some old
I know
cottage
it.
cheese. So, I mean, I'd pull out the iPod. So, explain how, you know, you started going for the food.
Right. So
And
I-
the food in normal, like, New York City on the street. Like,
Right. So I started noticing that a lot of food got thrown away. I'd look at, once I started dumpster diving, it just sort of opened my eyes to looking around at the trash around me and starting going through bags and seeing the things like bakeries throw out lots of bread. A lot of stores throw out tons of fresh produce, and I'm a vegetarian, so it makes up a large amount of my diet.
so how much money do you save by dumpster diving?
I'd say that the average person probably spends $70 to $100 a week on food, and I spend about $15.
$15 a week on food?
That's just because I splurge on coffee, though, because I like good coffee. But
So you buy that expensive coffee? You get a mocha laka chaka chaka, all that stuff?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So do you do the dumpster diving? Is it to save money? Is it to be green for our planet, or is it just a quirk?
It's a mix of those things, I'd say. Freegans are people who are environmentally and socially conscious. Freegans, and
So you're a freaking.
right. It's a, you know, we're environmentally conscious, but we have a sense of humor too. It's a pun on the words vegan and free.
Oh, got it.
But we're people who believe that you should be able to meet your basic needs without harming other people,
What about harming
the environment,
yourself?
or animals.
Have you ever gotten sick from dumpster diving?
No, actually.
So you've never had like the whole
Not in 5
Montezuma's
years.
Revenge, the and the at the same time from dumpster diving ever,
Ever.
Wow.
I know freegans who've been dumpstering for 10 years and who've never gotten
and
sick.
never gotten sick.
It's pretty
Interesting.
amazing.
All right. So we're gonna go to David now, the bug man.
Hi.
Hi, David. Okay, you know what's so funny is we're a culture that is used to Fear Factor. That show Fear Factor, and they open up the stuff, and they're like, $1 million, you have to eat it, and the person's like, and then they eat it.
Yep.
So we're used to that. But when we were watching you, it was shocking because you weren't forced to do it for $1 million.
Absolutely not.
So what does it taste like? Do different bugs have different tastes?
Absolutely. A lot of insects taste kind of nutty, but some taste
Nutty.
more like bacon. Some taste more
I like
like
bacon.
broccoli. Some taste
I don't
more
like
like
that.
shrimp. So the fact is that there's all these different kinds of insects in the world, and they have all kinds of flavors.
Okay. So tell me, you say eating bugs is being green.
Yeah, well, insects require very small amounts of water and food and land and time, whereas cows require a lot of water and food and land and time. So basically, you're investing a lot of resources into a cow and getting a few burgers and steaks. If you invest the same amount into crickets, like a whole lot of crickets, you'll get a whole lot more food in return.
Do you cook the bugs?
Yes, always.
Oh, so they're not
Pretty much
raw.
always, yeah.
So you never have it when they're going in your mouth, like creeping,
I've
crawling?
tried it live once or twice, but
Have you
the fact
ever
is...
swallowed one and it was still alive and it was crawling in
No.
your esophagus?
No. No.
Never.
If it goes in live, I make sure my teeth do the job.
Okay.
I take care of that.
You brought us some of your favorite bugs today.
Absolutely. I brought you quite a feast.
Okay, open up the feast. Okay, one looks so good on the right.
Yes.
It's nice chocolate chip cookies, right, on the right.
Well-
Tell us about these cookies.
Well, these are frequently what's called chocolate chirp. So we've got the chocolate
oh my God,
chips.
those aren't chocolate on top?
No, they are not on top. No. There's chocolate
Oh
on
my
the
God, I
inside.
thought it was
see?
chocolate.
See? No, there's your chocolate right there. That's chocolate chips. Those are crickets. There's 3 crickets per cookie.
Are those the kind of crickets that make noise?
Well, yes. Yeah.
Okay, and what are these?
Well, here we have 2, 4, 6 different kinds of bugs that I brought. Cicadas, large grasshoppers, the Mexican grasshoppers, a little smaller, the ants from Texas, mealworms, and a giant water bug from Thailand.
Who wants to try the giant water bug from Thailand? We want the cookies. Oh, y'all want the cookies?
Well-
Come on up and try the cookies. Come on up.
Anyone allergic to shellfish?
Are you guys allergic to shellfish?
No.
Okay.
Okay, have a seat. Why don't you have a seat between our freegan and our
Yeah,
bug man?
please.
I'll sit by the freegan girl. Hi, Jean.
Hey.
Okay, so what's your name?
Kimberly Dalton Mitchell.
Kimberly Dalton Mitchell, and what's your name?
Monique Brown.
So y'all want to try the bugs? Why do y'all want to eat this?
Well, I want the cookie part. I don't want the bug.
I'm not going to let you sit up here and edit around his cookies. You're going to have to eat the bug. Are you ready?
You gotta eat it all.
Okay, you want to eat it?
Yes.
Okay, grab it.
Okay.
Okay. Ooh.